do it. If you're looking for a sign on if you should just say F it and chuck it in the F it bucket, do it. This is it. This is your sign. If this is the first time I've had the opportunity of welcoming you to my channel, my page, all that good stuff, hi, I'm Brianna. This is a spiritual lifestyle / real lifestyle vlog. I'm chilling. I'm living, I'm coolin', I'm taking y'all along for the ride. I do a lot of things here. I like thrifting, I like tarot, I like music. So I'm passionate about love, beauty, and art. It could be my Libra Venus. But yeah, come hang out with your girl. Little bell notification, subscribe if that's your motive. But hello, let's talk about it. Let's jump right in. So I was needing a breakthrough. Like, I knew it was coming because I had just lost my job, and then about a week and a half later I lost my dog, and then a few weeks later I lost my best friend of 5 years. And I could tell that this change was coming. Like, it was certain that this change was coming, right? And so right before I lost my best friend of 5 years, I was at a music festival in Suwanee, Florida. I was at Tipper and Friends. And let me just tell you that being on sacred land does beautiful things for the soul. If you don't know anything about Suwanee, look it up. Suwanee, Florida. It's incredible. The very first night, I could feel the change coming. Like, I could feel it in my body. I knew that this weekend something magical was going to happen. And then the second day happened, and I started to like really grieve my dog. So yes, I was crying at this festival, and I don't even care at this point because I needed to. I had obviously cried when I first had to put Pepper down, but the more I felt safe being there, the more I was crying. And it was almost like I couldn't stop myself from crying because I had been trying to just keep going and going and going and going, and that's the Virgo in me. What'd it do? But I was just trying to distract myself from all the pain that I was feeling, right? And then I had my dark night of the soul. Second day at the fest. Third day, actually. Third day being there, second day of the actual event. So, I woke up feeling ugly. I just woke up feeling ugly and gross about myself. I think it's because I was really bloated, and like I had really missed my dog, and I wasn't really connecting with my best friend like I wanted to that trip. Like, I just didn't really feel like I had anybody. And my morning was great. I got myself some coffee, met some super awesome people, and then that night it kind of just all hit me at once. I was feeling so alone. So alone. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And like it was like I had to stop fighting. I just had to stop fighting and just let it happen. And so I surrendered to this feeling. And immediately it was just ugly crying. And some of us feel like when we cry, we're making other people feel bad, like we're putting our emotions on other people. Do not feel that way. If you are crying, you deserve to feel that emotion, you deserve to process those emotions, and you deserve to feel what you feel. And don't let anyone make you feel like you don't deserve to feel what you feel, right? So I'm bawling my eyes out, and I just feel alone. I literally feel like I don't have anybody. I lost my job because of some snitches that I thought I was friends with that ain't my friend, and you know, karma's gonna get them when it's time to get them, right? And then I lost my dog. I couldn't do anymore. She was just getting really sick, and it was really hard, right? And while that was happening, I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I just lost a lot, but I'm still headed in this direction. And I wasn't even grieving. Like, I would cry about my dog, and then I'd be like, okay, we got shit to do. And that's not fair to me. Like, why am I being like that to myself, you know? So I was having this dark night of the soul, and I was realizing how alone I am. I was realizing how much I don't let myself process my sadness and my grief. I was understanding that I didn't want to get stuck in another depressive cycle, but I really needed some release. I was so tired of people only wanting to be my friend when it was convenient. I was tired of men not respecting my boundaries. I was so tired. I was just tired of everything. And I was realizing all these flaws. Like, I allow people to not respect my boundaries. I allow myself to keep friendships where I don't really feel fulfilled because I don't want to be completely alone. And it was the truth. The truth just hurt, but it hurt so good. So good. Okay, so after all that, the very next day, I've already decided to go home early. I'm not flowing with my friend at all. I feel more alone with her there. Like, she's doing her own thing, but I feel more alone with her there. And I started having the thought, why do I keep people in my life if they still make me feel alone? Like, what's the difference? It gives me the illusion that I'm not alone, but at the end of the day, I'm still alone, right? So I had already made the plan to leave, and so I'm going to get my morning coffee before I get up on the road, and my friend is still sleeping in the tent with her boyfriend, and I get my coffee and the Moldavite, right? Past the tent, there's a guy there. I was like, can I see this Moldavite right here? Because this specific one was calling to me. I don't know how to explain it, but I looked at it and I felt it. I felt it resonate. Mind, body, and soul, baby. And it was $50 for this little thing. And I was like, homie, I can't even lie. I want one, but I cannot do $50 for it, right? And so I leave. And I can literally feel it calling me back. It's calling me back to it. And so about 30 minutes go by, I'm like, fuck it, I have to get it. And so I go back, I buy that, I buy a little gift for my little sister, and then I bought this beautiful, beautiful crystal. This crystal, this rock right here, is called apatite. I got the apatite and the Moldavite, right? After I get the apatite and the Moldavite, I get another little thing for my little sister, right? And total $70. I asked him if he could do a deal. He said yes. That's how I know this baby was supposed to come home with me. So I say goodbye to my friend, right? And I literally put it on as soon as I bought it. And I feel nauseous. I feel so nauseous. I don't even know how to explain it. The second that it touched my heart, I felt nauseous. I was like, here we go. I can already feel my energy shaking up, right? And I had this bad boy in my pocket. I don't know if it amplified it, but baby, I was feeling it. So I say goodbye to my friend, right? And she's upset that I'm leaving, and she's saying that, okay, I don't want to get all into my personal business, right? But the way that she was saying goodbye and the emotions that she was showing me did not match up with her actions over the weekend, right? So that was a red flag for me there. And in my head, I wasn't even going to I really wasn't even going to cut her off. I was just going to accept her for where she was at. And you just don't invest your time and your energy into that anymore. Like, you don't have to cut everybody out of your life. But then, I'm driving home, I'm sobbing my eyes out. I see the truth, I feel the truth, like, it's undeniable. And I'm like crying the whole drive home from Suwanee, Florida to Nashville, Tennessee, bawling my eyes out. The whole time, just simply crying. It's exactly what I needed though, because when I get home, she doesn't text me all day. That's fine, because I've already made up in my mind, right? And she's like, what's wrong? Are you mad at me? And I was like, I don't want to talk right now. And she kept pushing, and I was like, you know what? We got to do this. We got to have this talk. And during the talk that we had, it was not her understanding where I'm coming from. It was more her being so worried about protecting her image that she wasn't really listening to what I had to say. And the truth was just there. Like, I couldn't deny it anymore. You know? And then she started gaslighting me, and I was like, I'm doing the right thing. I'm making the right choice, very obviously so. My friend should want to communicate with me. My friend should want it to be us versus the problem instead of me versus her. And it wasn't, and that's fine. And now I'm chilling. I don't take it off because I needed this momentum to like get me where I'm going, you know? I feel good. I feel great about where I'm at. I feel stable about where I'm going. And I feel certain that I'm making all the right choices that I need to make. So if you're thinking about getting Moldavite, I don't know what else to tell you. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Holy moly. It's been beautiful. All this change, this rebirth, this grieving the old self, it's been beautiful. And I kid you not, it's almost made life more real. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. It's almost made life more real. Like, I just see. I see. Crazy. Now, when I was having my dark night of the soul, there was this part where I was ugly crying. Hysterically crying. Like, all the trauma, the pain, the aggression, the heartbreak that I had been feeling for like the past 5 years, I want to say, was spilling out of me. And as soon as I like reached the peak of all this emotion, I stick my head out my car window, because that's where I'm crying, inside of my car. Stick my head out my car window, and I look up to the stars, and I'm like, is anyone even up there? Can anybody even hear me? And off in the distance, I hear a car go beep beep. And I don't know why, but like hearing an immediate answer like that just made me cry even more. Like, I don't know, I just felt so blessed. And also that everything that I'm feeling is so incredibly valid, and that I am moving forward, and that I am progressing to be who I need to be, and I am going exactly where I'm meant to go. It was so much like beauty and pain all at once, and it was just mind-altering. So, I don't even want to accredit it all to the Moldavite. I want to say that I was already headed in this direction. You know, I had already had my sights set on where I wanted to go. But I will say that the Moldavite projected me. Like, it was more like, nah girl, we're not doing this to ourselves anymore. We're gonna get going right now. Let's go. Pack your bags. Get it together. We're leaving. And that Moldavite picked me up by my eyelashes and was like, come on girlie, let's go. And now I'm here. Now I'm sitting here talking to people on YouTube who are also going to go through their journey, who are also interested in their dark night of the soul. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to hurt in the best way possible. And you're going to see a lot of truth. Even about your family, about your closest friends, about the way you let people treat you, about the kind of jobs you pick and why you go for those jobs. You're really going to see all the ways that you have been neglecting yourself. And you're really going to see all the ways you've been self-sabotaging by letting other people treat you any way they want to treat you. So, if you're ready for the intense journey, I would say get it. If this has scared you in any way, shape, or form, don't let it. Because it's not scary. It's pushing you exactly where you need to be, exactly where you need to go. And if you find Moldavite, real Moldavite, be careful for those scams out there. If you find real Moldavite, right, and you're iffy on if you should get it, and you leave and it's all you can think about, get it. I'll see you guys in the next video.